Hi, my name's Charlie King. I'm with Heroic Fatherhood, and welcome to your Mentor's Moment. In today's question, a dad asks, so how do you all work your finances out? At the moment, we're just winging it, no real plan or anything, but we're struggling yet again, so it's time to get strict. Any advice? This is a great question. It totally strikes at home for myself, and I know it strikes home for almost any dad out there. I have a secret for you about finances and money. Everybody's crazy about money. Everybody's crazy about money. I'm crazy about money. Spouses are crazy about money. Men are crazy about money. Kids are crazy about money. We all make stories up about money. We follow rules that we heard from our friends, from our parents, from our spouses. We pretend we know how people run their money to be successful. We spend our time trying to keep up with people we can't afford to keep up with. We think we're in worse shape than we actually are. We hoard money, we overspend, we do any number of things that makes us just crazy about money. So once we get that, we're all crazy about money to a certain extent. I just want to put that out there. We're just flat. There are very few people out there well, as an accountant and a financial planner, I live my life inside a very tight budget where I spend not a dollar more than I need, and my spouse and I, we're in complete alignment about everything. She spends the budget for the groceries and everything else down to the penny. My children, they're saving for their own college education. Cool, that's the 1%. And if I hear any more about those people, we're gonna have a problem. Meanwhile, for the rest of the world, everybody's crazy about money. Whew. Now we got that out of the way. So here's what I got for you today. The first thing you need to do is sit down with your partner, with your spouse, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, whoever you're cohabitating with or co-parenting with, and talk about what are your goals. Because if we don't know where you want to go, knowing what this is all for is going to seem for naught, and it's going to seem like so much more painful work than it needs to be. Have the conversation where do you want to be in 1 year? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where should we be in 10 years if we got to say how this went? So that's the first thing. So we start to get an idea of where we want to go, depending on where we are. And then let's rip down and find out where we're actually at. Now this is pretty straightforward, although it can take a little bit of work, is pull all your receipts for the last couple of months, and then month by month, strip them down as what did we pay in all of our categories, right? So what do we pay for groceries? What do we pay for rent? What do we pay for utilities? What do we pay for entertainment? What do we pay for eating out? Where do we spend our money? Put them in these broad categories so you can start to understand where your money went. The next piece is start talking about where can we cut back? Where can we cut back? And this is so transparent and so wonderful to have a conversation about, but also can be super confronting and painful the first time you do it. So it's really important that you sit down and you have a conversation about how important it is. If you have any fears about money or any struggles about money, hey, you know what? I realize I have no idea what we spend our money on, and it makes me really nervous. And I feel like we should have a conversation so we can at least be on the same page about what we're doing about our money and where we want to go. And this is critically important because we don't want to be on separate pages about our finances. If you're on one page about your finances and your partner's on a completely different page about the finances, that's a recipe for disaster. And that's a recipe for conflict, and it's a recipe for misunderstanding and disappointment as well. And lastly, here's what I really want to suggest more than anything is don't do it yourself. If you struggle with finances, if you struggle with saving money or controlling spending or figuring out where you want to go financially, here is absolutely my rock solid advice for you. Hire somebody to help you with it. A certified financial planner, if you're in the US, is not expensive, and they are trained very specifically in helping you meet your financial goals. They're not very expensive. They don't have an expectation that on the backside you're going to invest with them or you have to buy any products from them, but they will charge for their service, and it is completely worth it. They have a ton of resources available. Now, you may say, well, I want to do this online and I can research this. Well, you can, but I notice if you're watching this video that maybe you haven't yet. And don't wait for yourself to get motivated to look up the videos and all the resources that are online when you can reach out to a certified financial planner and ask for help and say, hey, can we sit down together? You could reach out to your social networks. Is like, hey, who do you guys use as a certified financial planner? Does anybody have a recommendation? Your LinkedIn connections, your social media connections, your personal connections, your family connections. Remember, everybody's crazy about money, but the sooner that we can align with our partners about where we want to go and get really clear about where we are is the moment that we can start making a difference and going in the direction we want to go with our lives. This was such a great question. Thank you so much for asking. And those of you who are putting in questions, absolutely just keep throwing them in there. Keep throwing them in there. And take a look. If you're watching this video and you know a lot about finances, if you're a certified financial planner, if you've managed all your finances on your own, how would you have answered this differently? Or what do you have to offer that would help the guy who answered this question? Because we've all been down this page. And if you liked this video, go check out the other questions that we've answered over on our YouTube channel. And I really want to thank you guys for showing up. And remember, we become better men by spending time with good men. This has been Charlie King with Heroic Fatherhood. Have a great day.